Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sue from Fashion for the Face by Sue W. It's wonderful to see you all again, and I am so sorry for the delay in putting up this video. It's been a while, but we had some travel, we had the holidays, and now it's time to get back into it and to share with you some of the favorite things that I got at the Sephora sale. So this will be at least a two-part series because I went crazy at Sephora, and then there was Thanksgiving, and there was the Good Friday or the Black Friday sales, and so forget it. I went wild, and we'll talk about that soon. So everything that I have on my face today is from the Sephora sale or just staples in my cabinet that I needed to use. So with that, let me begin. So obviously, I always put on my vitamin C and my moisturizer before I begin prepping my face with other items. And the first item, I have been hearing about this on TikTok and also on a number of YouTube videos by people that I really respect that are content creators for makeup. So the first thing that I put on was this primer called Glowish. It's really an interesting configuration, if you will. Number one, I love that it has actually a spoon for you to use, because what you'll see is that number one, you've got a pull tab, and most primers, they come in a tube. This is like a jelly, if you will, and you just put it on your face, and it's a bit slick. It feels like it's silicone-y, but as I understand it, this is silicone free. So for those who don't like silicone, you can use this. I will say I have used this on multiple occasions, and I really like the way my face feels. Number one, it feels even more hydrated when I use it, and it really helps my makeup glide on smoothly. So right now, thumbs up for this Glowish primer by Huda. Then the next thing I do is I've been using this for quite some time, and I'm sure everybody by now has heard of this e.l.f. product. It's basically called the Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and it's really a glow booster. And so what I do is I put it on, dab it on my cheeks, my forehead, my chin, really rub it in nicely before I even put on my foundation. And what it does is it gives the foundation a really lovely radiance without it being too much. So that was what I used next. And then I've been hearing about this as well, and ever since Haus Beauty moved to Sephora from Amazon and reconfigured, reformulated all of their products, people seem to really enjoy them. And I will say the packaging is stunning. It is a heavy bottle. It feels luxe. There's a gazillion shades to choose from. It's kind of confusing trying to pick the shades, but a lot of times if you use, there's an app called Foundation. If you put in some of the other foundation matches, they will match up things like Haus Beauty for you. My foundation color is 220 light, medium, warm. And I really like the way this goes on. It's supposed to be just kind of like a radiant, not matte, not drying, not heavy foundation. And that's what I like about it, because I have very dry skin. And so anything that's too heavy, as you can see, I also have lines, wrinkles, and anything that's too heavy and too matte just seems to settle right into those lines and wrinkles, and it accentuates them. And that is the last thing that I nor anyone I know wants to have happen. So I've used this a number of times as well, and I'm really enjoying this foundation. The one thing that I will say, I understand it does have alcohol in it, which tends to be drying, but I think that based on where it is in the items that are in this, it doesn't seem to be that significant. At least I have not noticed it to be drying, even though there is alcohol in this foundation. So I feel really good about this as well. After I put on my foundation, I tried a new concealer, and you will see there are a number of products that I got at the Sephora sale because, number one, as a Rouge member, I was getting 20% off. So those things that might have been a little bit more expensive, I decided to take a chance on. And the other thing that I love about Sephora is if they don't work, Sephora is so good about making it very easy to return your items and just move on. So I got the Charlotte Tilbury concealer, and it's considered to be beautiful skin radiant concealer. And I always get it in a much lighter color. This one is 3 fair pale, because I want my under eyes to be brighter and more vibrant. And so I always go for a lighter color that tends to brighten them up. Sometimes I use a color corrector as well if I really see that I have dark circles. And I happen to use the Charlotte Tilbury color corrector in number 2 medium for that purpose, but I didn't use it today. And what I will say as I move in closely, I do not see it settling. Look, as I've said, I do have lines, I do have wrinkles, but this is not the type of concealer that just zooms right in on them and they get even more pronounced. So first time I've used it, I will use it more often, and we will see how I feel about it. So that's my concealer. After I get done with my concealer, I tend to put a powder on my face just to lay everything down, to smooth everything out, to blur any texture. And so this time around, I got the Laura Mercier, and it was the pink powder that had no talc, okay? And I thought, oh, this could be interesting. Obviously, the 2 powders that I use religiously is the Huda Beauty, and I think mine's in Cupcake. I really want to get Cherry Blossom to see what that's like. That's the pink powder because it's supposed to brighten up your face. But I decided to try the Laura Mercier. I've got to say, I didn't see anything special in it. It may have even, in fact, accentuated some of my lines. So for me, it was a no-go. And that is one of the products I returned. I returned 2 others. So while we're talking about the faves and fails, if you will, I will tell you, I so wanted to love a couple of Valentino products. One was the Eye and Cheek powder. It was a blush that you could use on your eyes as well. Absolutely not. The first time I put the blush on, there was no question that it accentuated very much accentuated all of the texture around here. So not good. And then I also got their lipstick, which I was hoping was going to be wonderful. And as it turned out, if there is one thing I cannot tolerate in a lipstick is something that is heavily perfumed that I can actually taste. I need a lipstick that is really, you know, you put it on, you don't taste it, you don't smell it, unless you're smelling things like, you know, vanilla or orange or something like that, that is definitely meant to be in the gloss or whatever you're using. No, this was not good. Both products from Valentino were epic fails for me, and they went back along with the Laura Mercier. I will say those were really the only 3 products that I sent back. The rest of the stuff I'm thoroughly enjoying. So with that, my face is all set up, and now I'm ready to do my bronzer, my blush, my highlighter. And I'm the type of person, I have to be honest, I am kind of drawn to shiny objects. I'm drawn to beautiful packaging, all of that. And so we'll get to that in a minute. But the first thing I wanted to try, again, was Charlotte Tilbury. And it's actually, let's see if that will kind of clear up for you. Well, let me just tell you, it's actually a contour wand. I've never used her contour wand before. It's an interesting concept to put on your contour, your bronzer. Basically what you have here, look at that. You've got a little squeegee thing at the top of this, and you literally just turn it one way and squeeze, and the color will come to the top of this, and then you turn it the other way and out it goes. And then I just put it here and here and on my bone, you know, my chin bones, and up here and here. We'll have a get ready with me during my next video. And then you just blend it in. And what I like a lot is this blends in so easily. This is definitely a keeper for me. And the color that I used was fair medium. There's also a medium dark for darker skin tones. So I think that the color range they have should go with all skin tones. All right, so there you go with your contour. And when I talk about shiny objects and beautiful packaging, look at this. It is just so lovely. It's almost like a mother of pearl top. Again, Charlotte Tilbury. And what I love about it, honestly, is that you're going to get 2 blushes, and you're also going to get 2 highlighters. One highlighter is a pink, the other one is a gold, and the 2 blushes, well, it would be nice if maybe there was more of an orange and a pink. They're still beautiful. I mean, you look at this. Look at the color there. That is just so stunning. And yes, I do have it on my face today, and I am just in love with it. And of course, the packaging is superb, superb. Not cheap, but again, I got 20% off, so can't complain with that. And then just to have some fun, that's a powder blush. So while I was at it, there was a holiday gift set from Milk Makeup, and they have cream blushes. In this gift set, you basically got five of these cream blushes. So you can see that's the color I put on top. Love it. It blends really well with powders. It plays very nice. And just the colors there. This one is a little bit more orangey. This one is a little bit darker, almost reddish. This one is your perfect kind of nudie. And then you have a lighter pink. I gotta tell you, what a great holiday set. You're getting 5 cream blushes, and I can't remember how much it was, but it was easily under, I wanna say it was under $30. So that was a major find for me, and just so incredibly happy with how they actually work. So that's what I did with the blushes. And then I found this really adorable mini size of the I can always mess this up, Westman Atelier highlighter. So this was a mini size, you see, which is great because how much highlighter do we actually use? And what I really enjoy about this highlighter is it's not super glittery. It just really gives your face a bit of a glow without that heavy glittery outcome, if you will. And so that's what I put on as a highlighter. Now, to get to my eyes, which I will move in and show you, I did buy, during the sale, the Natasha Denona Midi palette. She calls it her dream palette. And for anybody who loves colors that are in the pinks and the purples and the golds, and they do have some peaches in here as well. Yummy. Yummy. Look, there's not a whole lot of glitz in here. There's some shimmers. You can see I've got the shimmer right there on the lid. Nothing too intense, but that's absolutely okay. It allows you to use it every day as an everyday palette. So I think this was a great investment for me. I love all the colors. I will play around not only with the pinks, but I will try the peaches as well and see where it takes me. But I think this is a beautiful palette. I understand she came out with another palette, the Retro Glam palette, I think it is. I'm not sold on whether or not I'm going to get it. But you guys tell me, if you would like me to talk about that, I would be more than happy to. Now, let's finish up with what I did on my lips. So, I don't know, not a lot of people talk about this. This is called Kiko, and it's actually Kiko Milano. It is just a wonderful, wonderful lip liner. It's, you don't have to use a pencil sharpener. It automatically comes up as you use it. It does have something at the end that you can use to move around your lipstick, whatever. I don't tend to use it, but it's there. And I've got to say, I have a lot of colors in this because I just find it very easy to put on my lips. It glides on very smoothly, it stays there, and it works for me. Now, you know me and glitz and glam and packaging. I am all about the packaging. So, while the sale was going on, yet another Charlotte Tilbury. This is considered her, I think this is considered a satin lipstick. but it might be matte, and it's called First Dance, and it's a limited edition. Just look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? And it has all of these, I don't know if you could see it, but it's got, you know, it says First Love, so there's hearts embellished on the bullet, and it's just a lovely, lovely lipstick. And it looks a little redder in my camera. It's much more muted in terms of kind of a pinky color. Here, I'll show you. That's the color that it is. And I am really happy that I picked this up. Again, no taste to it, no scent to it, just the kind of lipstick I love. And the sparkly is a bonus. So guys, that was my first video about my Sephora haul. I have lots more product that I want to share with you, and I am going to do that in my next video in a Get Ready With Me. So if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, please leave it in the comment section below. I love hearing from people as to what they want me to do. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It helps my channel. And you know, I'm new to this, and I just wanna share my thoughts about makeup with the world because I love makeup. So with that, guys, until next time, this is Sue from Fashion for the Face by Sue W. Take care. Bye-bye.